The 1983 animated movie Rock and Roll has the same energy as
Drank the blood of some people, but the people were on drugs. And now I'm a wizard.
I've always been a big fan of rock and roll, and I don't know, I'm still sick, so I'm just kind of making this video to talk about it and why I really dig it as sort of this rock animated movie from the 80s. The movie follows a band consisting of Omar, Angel, Dizzy, and Stretch, who are all like anthropomorphized animals living in a cyberpunk post-apocalyptic environment. I just feel like that in itself is wild. Mock is the big bad. He just sort of has that like glam rock thing going on, but he's a super cool, like very self-absorbed villain.
My name is Mark, thanks a lot. I know you love the thing I've got. You've never seen the likes of me. Why, I'm the biggest thing since I'm your boy, baby girl.
The plot of the movie, I guess you could say, is that Omar and his band are trying to make something of themselves in this like dystopian environment, and it's not going anywhere. They're just kind of like young people scraping by in the music industry. One night while performing at a talent show, the band is able to play one of Angel's songs, which I guess doesn't happen a lot for them. Her and Omar have a fight about it earlier in the movie. When performing the song, Mock is in attendance. He has a ring that goes off whenever it hears like the signature voice that they need to summon the demon. Future me popping in. I don't think I established what I mean by that. So Mod is trying to summon a demon because his records haven't been selling well and people haven't been going to his concert. He had the gimmick of using magic before, but he wants to use real magic, literally summon a demon, and it lights up when Angel starts singing. So he's like, oh man, this is the one I'm looking for. Because of that, Mock ends up inviting and trying to convert Angel over to his side and try to sign a record deal with her. She doesn't want to because she doesn't want to leave the guys behind. And so instead, Mock kidnaps her and takes off to New York, which is like New York, and the guys have to go and try to rescue her. Chaos ensues as they steal a cop car and then travel 3 days to get to New York, and so they have to get arrested to get in, and then they're able to track Angel and Cinderella, who's like the sister of the bodyguards or henchmen for Mock, to a nightclub. There's a whole like a really trippy scene that I feel like a lot of people know, but they don't know it's from this movie, but it happens in the club that they're at while a chase is kind of going on for the two girls. Anyway, I got so off course with the synopsis. I didn't script any of this, and it definitely shows. Their rescue attempt for Angel obviously failed. There is a scene after Dizzy and Stretch have been kidnapped from the club where Omar chases Angel down in the fog, and he's convinced into thinking that Angel and Mock are together. He's immediately kidnapped after, but I do just think it's a really cool scene from like a character building perspective, and to add more depth to both Mock and Omar overall. The band gets captured and tortured by Mock as a way for him to manipulate Angel into singing for him at the concert to summon the demon. This also has the effect of like frying the guy's brains. There's a lot of references to like psychedelic drugs or actual like physical drug use in the movie. By the way, maybe I should put a spoiler before this. So yeah, it like fries the guys, and then so after torturing them to control Angel, Mock has them sent back to Hometown, which is the town that they were at in the beginning of the movie. When the guys go back, they're like tripping out, so they do their own band thing. I feel like I'm skipping a lot with the synopsis, but I'm just including this because it's hilarious. And then when they finally come to their senses, they're able to go to the concert that Mock is holding. Omar, of course, doesn't want to help because of the twist earlier in the movie, so it's up to Dizzy and Stretch to sort of resolve the situation on their own. The big climax for the movie is, of course, the concert that it's been leading up to. Mock forces Angel to summon the demon from another dimension. I feel like Angel's outfit is in the same zone as like Lulu from The Fifth Element. As far as like memorable clothes. So here's something plot related, since I didn't script this video. Earlier, it had been established that someone could reverse or send the demon back if they sang a progression, but Mock's supercomputer said no such person existed. This being a movie, the twist is, of course, that it's not one person, it's two people. The big climax for the movie is Omar and Angel realizing that the only way to send the demon back to its dimension is by them singing together, Barbie style.
I'm here for you, you're here for me. Oh, oh, oh. Two voices, one song.
Or whatever, like they need to sing in unison and together. This works, obviously, and both Mock and the demon are sent back to their dimension. There are 3 henchmen in the movie that also have a little subplot. They're all brothers, and they're super close. And one of them ends up dying, which has the other one turn around, be like, oh no, this is the bad place, we're the bad guys. So one of the brothers who didn't die ends up turning on Mock and throwing him into the portal. And in a very messy order of me not organizing this at all, that's more or less the movie. It's crazy. Because I can never get people to watch it with me. My first instinct when I want to tell people what I think the movie looks like, to give them an idea of what it looks like, is if the Goofy movie did acid, which isn't a great way to convince people to watch things. And it has just this vibe of not really caring what people think about it. I was obviously not alive in the 80s. But I can respect and appreciate the work that this team put in, especially for being the studio's first feature-length film, and the heavy integration of CGI throughout the entire time span of the film. It's just really impressive what they managed to do with what they were able to work with. A lot of the scenes do look really great on their own too, though. Like Mock's entry scene when he's introduced to the main cast of characters. It's just really cool. A lot of the magic that he uses, or the illusions that he uses, just look really solid. Also, I assume that it was rotoscoping, but specifically that dance scene where Omar is playing guitar is just incredibly fluid. I totally can get on board when people say that the characters look ugly, but I also think that it really works with the grungy aesthetic of the world. There's a lot of really cool psychedelic or surrealist images in the movie too, like Mock's house, or when they're summoning the demon at the end of the movie. It's not afraid of getting too adult with images. Nothing feels gross, it just doesn't feel kid friendly, if that makes sense. I guess the only other thing I want to mention is the music. So obviously the music makes the movie. There was never a album released with the movie because of poor promotion for the film, and I guess the studio where Nelvana was making the movie burned down or something. At least that's what I've been able to gather online. There are a few free uploads on YouTube where people have spliced them into album equivalent songs, and the music is just really good. Sometimes I listen to Send Love Through, which is like the quintessential song at the height of the movie, just because it's a good song. Each of the 3 main characters, so Angel, Mock, and Omar, also each seem to have their own creative sound, with Omar having sort of like a garage punk aesthetic, and then Mock's being more psychedelic rock, and it just matches really well with their characters. If you're not afraid of kind of like an odd assortment of ideas in animation, or even if you just want to kind of check out an older movie, I just really suggest Rock and Roll. There's just a lot of cheese and camp and fun 80s energy to it. I'm surprised that it isn't more popular than just being kind of a niche cult classic. But yeah, you can actually watch the whole movie for free on YouTube on one of Nelvana's YouTube pages. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to check it out. Yeah, you don't really lose anything but time if you end up not liking it, so you should watch it. You may end up thinking it's neat.
It's
my kind of place. I like the pace, I like the pace of this place. I like the style, I'd like to stay here a while. I like the birds,